So not so long ago, there was a physicist that began his talk with citing the famous biblical accounts of Moses at the burning bush, where God communicated to Moses for the first time to take, and then asked him to take the Jewish people out of bondage in Egypt. And this physicist used this as an example to say that we should be open to messages from afar. So that'll be our topic today. What does it mean to be open to messages from afar? Is this should we be open, as this physicist suggested, maybe to some new species, some foreign alien species, or maybe this means something else? And so, first, to unpack the experience of Moses at the burning bush. So it says that the bush was on fire, but it was not being consumed. Right? Typically, if a bush is on fire, the leaves are going up in smoke. So for thousands of years, what does this even mean? That you have, let's say, fire, or to abstract, you have a source of energy, but it's not producing carbon emissions. It's zero carbon, it's taking up zero resources. Right, the bush is still intact. So now we have some good examples, especially let's say fusion energy. That's a very good example. Renewable energy. So what is a lesson that we can learn? So we mentioned that Abraham called God Kel Olam instead of God of the world. He said God world, like hyphenated, God world. And we can understand from that God and the world, it's not two separate things. That God and the world are one and the same. Kol echad, everything is just the oneness of God throughout all of creation. And if only we could dig deeper and scratch beneath the surface, we could come up with both many new physical discoveries, scientific discoveries, but also, let's say, to access our inner wellspring, our inner resources, our inner potential, which is the infinite potential of our soul. Right? Maybe we're just scratching the surface of our own potential. So how do we dig deeper? Just like a scientist is always searching out new discoveries. So maybe we're only using a small bit of what we can do. Like they say, we're only using a small percentage of our brain. But our spiritually, our divine soul, our this infinite part of God that we have, this divine soul that we have, has God-given potentials, and so we have to work on that, right? So, if we were to deconstruct this idea of being open to messages from afar, then we could go back for a moment, back to the world of science fiction and fantasy, and from a psychological perspective, try to understand what's happening in terms of our takes on an invasion, on an alien invasion. Is it good or not? Are they well-meaning, these aliens, or not? Maybe they provide some promise, some new technology, maybe some promise of some greater future, or maybe we're just in the way, and or maybe we're a threat or something like that. So we have to turn to Kabbalah, the mysteries, the ancient mysteries, these secrets hidden in the Bible, and we have something called a divine channel, a holy divine channel called the Sphera of Hod. It is the divine conduit of Hod, which either means acknowledgement, to acknowledge God, like Mordechai, the hero of this story of Purim, the Jewish holiday of Purim, that took place in Persia. So the hero of that story is Mordecai, and then the also Esther is also the hero of the story, Queen Esther. So he's called Mordechai HaYehudi, which either means Mordechai the Jew, or to Mordechai HaYehudi. He's the person that acknowledged, who thanked God. To give thanks. So it also means in Hebrew, Haid, which is an echo. So this is very pertinent to being, if you're receptive to singles, like a single from an alien, you have to be receptive to echoes, right? Because you're sending out singles all the time in hopes of hearing a single echoed back. To hear some type of a response. And so this is all this idea of echoes, echolocation, or hearing responses from little pings that we send. The other thing that is related to this again mystical Kabbalistic thing is it's related to the immune system. So this concern of aliens being invaders. Right? What's the main thing that an immune system protects against? It's invaders, foreign invaders, harmful invaders. So this is when an immune system is functioning properly, right? It fends off foreign, let's say, pathogens or viruses. So we can imagine. So we started off, for years we've been, let's say, concern about the invasion of aliens. Right? This is a concern rooted in this Kabbalistic sphere of divine channel of Hod. And so one thing we can learn is that in order to get over this anxiety, we have to work on thanking God for every moment of our life, every breath that we breathe, this gift of life that we have. Before we start looking for other life forms, we have to first thank God for our life. So that's one thing. But how would we reverse this whole story around? Instead of being invaded by aliens, maybe we're the ones invading the aliens. And what would be the reason for that? What would be a very good reason for that? Maybe Earth is being invaded, but not by aliens, but by something that in the microcosm would be like something invading the immune system. So in the macrocosm, this is something that's invading the immune system, so to speak, the ecosystem of Earth. That the world, every person, says in the Talmud, is like a world in microcosm. That's why when you save one soul, it's like you're saving the world, saving the universe. Because we're reflection. That God has, that's how He created the world, how He creates the world at every moment. You have the microcosm, our lives, and the macrocosm. And things have a way of playing out in both, but they manifest in different ways. So this concern over an invasion is a concern rooted in this something that's attacking our immune system. This is psychologically where that's rooted. And Kabbalistically, this is the sphere of Hod, this divine channel of splendor is the literal translation. But again, you can always also, this is the quality of acknowledgement, to give thanks to God. And so how would we turn this around? That if Earth is being invaded, let's say by a pathogen, so then we have to be the ones invading some other area, maybe some alien planet, some alien place, because maybe that's going to be the very thing that saves Earth. So if we're going to select somebody for this mission, this long shot of a mission, because you have to go very far, right? This is the whole idea. You have to go very far. That we don't, like with Moses at the burning bush, he doesn't see where this message is coming from. It's coming from someplace very far, it seems, even though God permeates all of reality. But at first, this seems like it's coming from a distance. It's the initial way that we look at it. So that when we would look, we would have a mission where we're sending this person to go on a distant mission. What's the nature of this person? What type of person would we be sending? So we say of Moses, he's Moshe Rabbeinu. He's our teacher. He's someone who's able, he's not like a professor who can only teach the smartest people in the room. He's a teacher. He can bring down very lofty, very technical things and bring it down so that even kids can understand. A turning point, actually, in the story of Purim is when Mordechai brings together and learns Torah, learns the Bible, studies the Bible with 22,000 kids. The ability, this is a very great thing to teach kids, even for these very great rabbis, very great tzaddikim, righteous souls, to teach kids. It's not that they're dumbing it down or watering down, but the nature of the infinite is that you can teach the highest-minded individuals, and you can teach the most simplest, because really it's all a function of faith. Faith is ultimately uncomplicated. It's simple. It's the highest part of our soul is simple faith, actually, is explained in Kabbalah. So you want a teacher, if you're going to send a teacher on this very distant mission that's going to invade some aliens, they're going to turn around our fear of invasion, and we're going to be the ones doing the invasion. Because again, Earth is at risk. That's the reason for doing this. Earth is being invaded by some pathogen, something that's so we have to be the ones that are we're going to send somebody, a good teacher, a very creative teacher, a very smart teacher, who's very knowledgeable, and we're going to send him to some distant place, and what's he going to do? He's going to come back with something new. Something that is going to change our understanding. It's going to raise us to a new level of consciousness, a new level of understanding. Instead of this pathogen being something that's taking over Earth, using up all the resources, we're going to turn it into energy. Instead of using resources, it's going to be providing resources. Instead of something being harmful, let's say radioactive, it's going to be something that we can harness and use for something positive. It's going to totally turn around, like the story of Purim itself. It is the complete opposites. The whole story of Purim is a story of opposites. On the very gallows that the wicked arch nemesis of the story, Haman, constructed in order to hang Mordechai, one of our two heroes of the story. So on those very gallows, Haman was hanged. So the very pathogen that is at first destroying Earth, in the end is providing the energy to sustain Earth. So this is the metaphor. Now if we step back, how would we understand this in the Bible? Like, what would be the Bible source for this metaphor? What would be a Bible way of understanding this metaphor? So we have Moses, who had this burning bush experience, and he didn't think this was aliens. He knew this is God speaking to him. We have Mordechai, the hero of the story of Purim, who had to be very creative. He had to be a very creative teacher in finding out ways in order to turn the whole story around, this decree against the Jewish people, to destroy, God forbid, the Jewish people. So he had to turn around this decree and turn it so that instead of this decree being something that was against the Jewish people, it turned it around to a point of celebration, where the Jewish people were celebrating. Okay. It became a great celebration, joy and rejoicing, light and splendor. So we would realize that in order to say this world, we're using up our resources. We don't know where how this is going to turn out in terms of our world today. And so how would we turn this around? We need a teacher. We need a teacher that's going to come, a very creative teacher, a very righteous soul, who can teach the children, who can bring down the most loftiest concepts down to the most simple child, but also teach the most educated, the most greatest minds of our generation. And this teacher is going to bring back this new message from afar. What's this new message? It's a new way, a new and novel way of understanding the very same Bible that Moses delivered at Mount Sinai. So this teacher is bringing down a message from God, and he's revealing new insights, new revelations. And what's it going to come about is that it changes everything around, upside down. That those things that we thought to be dangerous and harmful and negative and dark, it's going to change it to light, from the darkness to light, and from bitterness to sweet. It's going to be a new way of looking at the reality, new way of looking at the world. And this teacher, what do we call this teacher? This teacher is called Mashiach. This teacher is called the Messiah, the Redeemer. Right? The earth is, in the metaphor, earth is subject to destruction. And so what do we need to turn it around? We need redemption. We need someone who's going to teach us, a Torah teacher, a Bible teacher, a very great righteous soul, but who can also teach the Bible to the kids, so everyone can understand. He's going to teach us how to transform something that's painful into something that's light-filled, something that's dark into something that's light, something that is bitter to something that's sweet. Going to totally teach us how to make a revolution, to turn it around, to turn it upside down. And where's this metaphor coming from? I don't know if you've read the book, and there's an upcoming movie. The metaphor is called Project Hail Mary. If you say Hail Mary very fast, it sounds like the Hebrew word for Helam. Helam means concealment. If it's concealed, Hail Mary, Helam. If it's something that seems concealed, so it's dark and it seems bitter. It seems like you're being invaded. It seems like everything is going wrong in the world. Terrible. Everything's very, very like this rain outside. On the one hand, rain is maybe keeping me in this car. It's pouring down rain. But on the other hand, rain is blessing. God is showering down abundant blessings upon us. It's good for the crops, right? It washes away things. Rain is very good. The only thing is that if I go outside right now, I'm going to get wet. So it's like that for everything. If we see beyond, see a little bit deeper, we realize that God is showering blessings upon us always. And so that's the idea here, is that when what does it mean, the revelation of Mashiach, of the redemption of the Messiah, is that it's a deluge of divine knowledge. It's a deluge of blessing. It's already here. It's already all around us. It's just we don't yet know that there's a way to turn it around. And so this is what we do. We have to do. We have to receive from our teachers, receive these messages that teach us how to turn our situation around, and to see the good how to see that it's positive and good and holy and divine. And so that's the revealed blessing. As the Lubavitcher Rebbe said, that the good should be in a way of hatov, anira v'anigla. Should be good and apparent good. So thank you, and should receive properly these messages from afar, which is messages from God always. He's always sending us messages. We just sometimes we have to be to ping a little bit, to know that we are in a relationship. We feel like we're in constant communication. Thank you.